Okay, so today we're going somewhere really special, Northeast India. Now, this place is, and I'm not exaggerating, one of the most biodiverse, most vibrant places on the entire planet. But this paradise, just teeming with life, is also unbelievably fragile, and it's facing a major turning point. I mean, just look. It's a land of giants. It's home to a huge population of the greater one-horned rhinoceros. It's a growing stronghold for the incredible Royal Bengal tiger. And its skies are just filled with some of the world's most stunning birds, like these iconic hornbills. The sheer number of bird species here is staggering. We're talking hundreds and hundreds. So let's dive into this world, because it's unlike any other. And our journey starts right now, in the foothills of the Himalayas. Our first stop is northern West Bengal, in a region they call the Dwars. You can think of this as the grand entrance, the gateway to all the avian wonders of the Northeast. Imagine we're on a boat in the Gajoldoba reservoir. Our local guide, Taposh Mandel, tells us this. And trust me, he is not exaggerating one bit. This place becomes a critical hub for countless migratory birds, a spectacle that completely transforms the landscape every single year. And, the global scale of this migration is just mind-blowing. You've got birds like the ruddy shelduck traveling thousands of miles, coming from as far away as Siberia and Europe, just to spend the winter right here. This little wetland is a vital piece of a massive international puzzle. And right nearby, sanctuaries like Mahananda are like guardians of the foothills. They're a safe haven, not just for all those visiting birds, but for some of the region's most magnificent residents, including the endangered rufous-necked hornbill and even the Royal Bengal tiger. All right, so from the foothills, we're going to push further east into the massive alluvial plains of Assam. This is a landscape literally shaped by the mighty Brahmaputra River. Welcome to the land of giants. This is why Assam is famous all over the world. Kaziranga National Park isn't just a home for rhinos. It is the global fortress. Think about that. A single park protects 2/3 of the entire world's population of this incredible species. It's just a monumental conservation success story. But Kaziranga is so much more than just rhinos. It's a complete, thriving ecosystem. It's a critical breeding ground for huge herds of Asian elephants. It has the world's largest population of wild water buffalo and a really healthy, growing population of tigers. Now, head a little further west into the foothills, and you'll find Manas National Park. This place is basically the last line of defense for some of the planet's rarest animals. It is the only place left on Earth where the critically endangered pygmy hog, the world's smallest wild pig, still survives in the wild. But here's the thing. The story of conservation here isn't just about what happens inside the fences of these world-famous parks. There's another story, a hidden and much more fragile one, that's playing out on the thousands of islands that dot the Brahmaputra River itself. And to really get this, you need to know this word, chapori. Now, these aren't just sandbars. They're these dynamic, shifting islands of grassland that are basically the connective tissue for the entire ecosystem. They're the highways that animals use to move between the big protected parks. So what you have is this really stark contrast. On one hand, inside the parks, you've got legal protection, you've got security. But on the outside, on these vital island corridors, it's a free-for-all. They're completely unregulated, and they're under constant threat from burn-in and clearing for agriculture. So what's at stake here? Well, just look at the numbers. These grasslands support over 200 bird species, and more than half of them, 113 species, are completely dependent on these grasslands. And of those, 10 are globally threatened. They literally have nowhere else to go. For a tiny, shy little bird like the endangered swamp prinia, these specific grasslands aren't just a habitat, they are its entire world. So when a patch of that grassland is burned, for this bird, that's it. It's the end of the line. But this is not just a story of loss. Because in the face of all this destruction, a new kind of guardian is stepping up. The very people who live along this river and who understand its rhythms better than anyone. This is the reality on the ground. You have people like Indradev Yadav, a seasonal farmer, who see the destruction happening firsthand. They rely on this land, but they're often powerless against the people who come to clear it, facing threats and real intimidation. But in response, you have people like Babesh Mahanta. He's a dancer by profession, and he got so concerned that he started the Riverland Project.
He's not just protesting, he's documenting the damage online, raising awareness, talking to scientists, and actually replanting native trees to try and restore what's been lost.
And all of this brings us right back to that central idea. This incredible paradise is at a crossroads, and its future is absolutely not guaranteed. When you really look at the big picture, what you see is a system of protected islands. Those are the national parks. And they're just floating in this vast sea of unprotected and threatened habitats. Those connections, the corridors, they're the weakest link. And without them, the whole system is just incredibly fragile. So what's the bottom line here? It's that everything is connected. The survival of those giant rhinos and the magnificent tigers, it actually depends on the health of the unprotected grasslands that are home to the tiny, almost forgotten swamp prinia.
Which leaves us with this really critical question. It's not enough anymore to just build fences around our most famous nature parks. The real challenge, the one we have to face now, is figuring out how we protect all those delicate, overlooked threads that actually tie the whole thing together.